news for you. For the first time in the history of the race, 87 years, we're going to allow everyone to watch the starts of the Bayview Mackinac race. Unless you're on a boat, it takes place about 3 miles from the Blue Water Bridge. You can't see the start. And with the attraction of the GPS, this year we're going to do live web streaming video of all the class starts. And as Charlie mentioned earlier, we're going to consolidate those starts, make them more boats per start, more exciting. It's going to be fast-paced. So for the first time in history, Bayview is pleased to announce that we're going to do web streaming, and we expect at least 5 million page views so that the world can see for the first time the Bayview Mackinac race via web streaming. And I'd like to mention that the commentator of that live web streaming will be none other than Ted Everingham. Thank you for volunteering to do that, Ted. Okay, now we've got another thing that we did last year for the first time. There's a lot of folks that cover professional sports, and we're thinking, how do we get more of the sports teams involved, more media coverage of this great race, this great tradition? And I was talking with, I'm a member of the Detroit Sports Broadcasters Association. I was talking with Bill Harrington. Bill Harrington said, you know, I got an idea. Why don't we get these sports teams to adopt a boat? I said, how do we do that? Well, he fleshed out this idea and made it a reality last year. And they even came up with the Pro Team Challenge Trophy that is a new tradition here at Bayview. And we thank them very much. At this time, I'd like to introduce you to Will Tiemann, the president of the Detroit Sports Broadcasters Association, and their marketing director, Bill Harrington, for the 2011 Pro Team Challenge. Please welcome. Thank you.
Welcome for coming. We're in a tough spot because we're the guys between you and lunch. So we'll try to hurry up a little bit. Can all my comrades come on up? And what we're going to do here, we're going to draw for all 4 teams and figure out who's going to be supporting which boats in terms of who we root for in this challenge. I will say one thing about the DSBA. We're going through somewhat of an evolution. We're trying to reinvent ourselves. We're reaching out to our city and our state a little more. We've increased the amount of money we've been able to raise for our scholarship funds for students going into communications. That's very important to us. And one of the things that's important about this, if we are the Detroit Sports Broadcasters, and these are the professional teams, it only made sense when Bill came to the board with this idea that we would all embrace each other. And for the DSBA, for us to be able to reach out with our partners 12 months a year for this event collectively, that's kind of a neat thing. And the fact that the 4 teams do this, they're pretty busy people. And they're doing this because they're supporting the race and the state. So I think they should get a round of applause. Rob, are you out there? We're missing a Red Wing. I'm going to start off with Jim Brandstetter. He'll be drawing for the Detroit Lions. And Jimmy, I got a mic for you here, so you can talk.
I can talk.
You can talk. Of course, obviously, Jim has been a commentator on the Detroit Lion Radio Network for many years. And after all of you are done listening to the Michigan State broadcast on Saturday, you might tune over to the other one and hear him from time to time. Former president of the DSBA and a good friend of mine, Jim Brandstetter. Jimmy?
That was totally unnecessary.
Thank you.
Uncalled for cheap shot from those Michigan State Spartans up the road. Yes, you can listen to Michigan football. I'm delighted to be broadcasting them again. Also the Detroit Lions. And it is a tough spot because lunch looks really good. And seeing as how the Lions, I'm proud to be their representative. I am not locked out. And I will be glad to pick and be proud to represent the Lions in that regard, a boat. And last year I'm told that the Lions boat did not do that well.
True.
It finished, but it did not finish as well as it should now. Given what the Lions did at the end of last season, it showed that they have great promise and that they have created this buzz in this community. I suspect that the same buzz will be for this boat that I picked today. We just have to, I can't look, right? I'm going way down here. I'll read it. Bill, what do you want to do? Okay. Detroit Lions. This is so good. This is so perfect for me. The Detroit Lions have selected Shillelagh.
Yeah! Don't drink to that.
Yes, I am Port Huron, I think it is, probably. There you go. And a fine boat it is, God bless their sainted parents.
Representing the Detroit Pistons, one of the mainstays of their telecast, not only on game day, but throughout the week on the Pistons TV network. Eli Zarek, he was here last year, and he picked a good one.
I did. Well, we beat the Lion boat last year, as I recall, but not by much. In fact, I was so crushed at the disappointing third-place finish by the boat called George, and figured after George Blaha, there's a lot of synergy that would work, but not the case. Fortunately, our season was so bad that it overshadowed my disappointment of having lost the race. But we can't control the speed of the boat. I can just look at my competition here. Rob looks pretty quick. I don't know if I can beat him in a race. Jimmy and I graduated from Michigan, by the way, the same year. I won't say the year, but 1972. Jimmy and I from Michigan. And I'm faster than him. Even though we're okay. And Pio, I know I'm faster than Pio. My shining memory of Pio, who was the Tiger trainer for many, many years, in 1984, as they were independent drive, Chet Lemon got hit right between the eyes by a Fred Lynn fly ball in Anaheim, perhaps you recall, and he falls to the ground, split his glasses in half, blood is gushing out, and you got Gibby there, and Larry Herndon waiting for Pio, chugging out of the dugout with his little first aid kit. And by the time he got to center field, fortunately, Chet wasn't dead at the time, but Pio, so I know I'm faster than him. So with speed as my key this year, let's pick the boat. Digging deep. And we have, oh, this is so ironic. You should have had this boat. It's the Brandy Lee. No, I got the Brandy Lee. Yes, all right. I like this boat. I'm feeling good about my chances.
Next up, Detroit Red Wing, Director of Marketing, Rob Martina. Rob?
Thanks for having me here today. Second year participating in this event. We think it's a great event, and being from the Red Wings, and this being Hockey Town, it's fantastic that just goes along with the Red Wings should win again this year. But we love partnership. We love competition with our other professional brethren here. And
Not really. You'd like to have it all to yourself.
yeah, well, we really like to name it Hockey Town a title town, but our backs are getting sore, so we need a little help from our other three partners here. So, but we'll reach out here. And our boat is a Sorcery, Larry and Brian Smith.
Pio DeSalvo, the team trainer of the '84 World Series, as Eli mentioned, he was part of a special moment for me because I'm a kid from Cincinnati, and I'm still in mourning that Sparky Anderson ever left Cincinnati to come to Detroit. So when that great '84 team made its run to the World Series, obviously because I was a big Sparky fan, big Tiger fan, and a buddy of mine called and said, "Hey, I got a ticket. You want to go to the series games in Detroit?" And for me, as a fan of one guy, to get to be part of that in the left field stands was pretty neat. So, the defending champions, the Detroit Tigers, Pio.
Thank you very much, and I'm glad to be here, but I can't talk like these two guys can. So I'm just going to draw and wish everybody well. I hope I can reach in here. Yeah, I get them. I got the limerick.
All right, limerick.
Okay.
Well, there you go. And by the way, for Larry Bell, quick story. On my first meeting to go to Michigan State to meet with George Perlis, then athletic director and head football coach, we're getting ready to make our deal to find East Lansing a home for us. Anyway, we were hungry. We stopped in Kalamazoo, and we asked the guy, "What local beer do you have here?" He said, "We got this Bell stuff. You got to try it. Pretty damn good. Thank you."
Thank you. Just for our friends of the media, the Detroit Sports Broadcasters Association chose the short course this year to choose the Pro Team Challenge from. Last year was the Cove Island course. thought we'd mix it up, and they picked these boats. They'll be racing the short course for the record, and we thank the pro teams for doing so. And you can track these boats, as we mentioned, at www.bellsbeer.com. And if that's too long for you to remember, go to the Bayview site, and we'll link you to Bell's site, where the GPS tracking will occur after the MAC start. You can follow, these logos will be affiliated with the boats, and the fans can track them all the way from Port Huron to Mackinac Island. And good luck, and look forward to having you back here when we have a winner. Thank you, gentlemen, for participating. I don't know if we have any questions from the audience for the Commodores or race chairman. No questions? Without questions, you can do one-on-one. And please enjoy a great lunch by Chef Brian and his staff here at Bayview. Jerome, the bartender's got our sponsored beverages lined up. Thank you so much for coming today, and let's have a great 87th Bayview Mackinac race. Bell's Beer, Bayview Mackinac race. Thank you very much.